What is going on, everybody? This is Serge Vicente of the Fight Podcast. This is what we're doing today. You see who's joining me right here next to me, my brother from another, MMA prospect extraordinaire, Paul Capaldo. But what we're about to do for you guys, this is who you got. This is a Fight Podcast show, man. We are going to go ahead and break down the top events of the weekend. Not only, like I said, in MMA, boxing, every time, and we're going to have a good time with it. So without further ado, like I said, joining me as always is my brother from another, Paul Capaldo. Paul, what is going on, brother? Welcome to the show.
Nothing much, man. Same old stuff, man. Just enjoying this nice weather. We got a nice 90-degree day out before it rains tomorrow.
Hey, look, man, you guys over there in the, in the on the Northeast, you guys deserve a couple days, man. Like I said, I'm out
We
here
do.
in Southern Cal. The weather's beautiful. Well, not today; it's a little overcast, but I can't complain. I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, you guys, it's always hot there. Jeez.
It's comfortable. It's comfortable, fam. Like I said, and that's the thing about it over here. It definitely just goes a couple degrees, 10 degrees pretty much all year long. So it's really nice. Problem with it is when you go visit other places, you don't have that extra layer of being knowing how to deal with the cold. It's like I'm from Chicago, born and raised. I'm out here in LA now, and I'm looking like I get to the cold to Chicago, I get made fun of. Oh, you cold?
Yeah,
Yes, I'm cold. It's terrible.
yeah, right. You're used to that comfortable living, man.
Man, I love it though,
I don't
man. But
I don't
look,
blame you, man.
hey, man, it's a vibe. What can I say? It's an absolute vibe, and I absolutely love it, man. But look, bro, I be seeing you, man. I be seeing you on socials and stuff. You throwing nice left hooks. What's going on, man? You fighting soon, or you look like you starting to prime
Yeah,
up to something?
yeah, we so I got something lined up. Still kind of in the books, but we got something lined up. Um Talking about summertime for sure. So
There we
next time I'm
go.
on here, I'll let you know.
Hey, I love
Yeah.
it. Well, check it out. Speaking of fights and things happening this weekend, we have we had a huge pay-per-view last week, and actually, I'm gonna get your thoughts on this pay-per-view real quick in a second. But we do have this week a hardcore's delight, I'll say it, and we have a solid UFC card, UFC Kansas City. That is going to be, and I think it's actually on ABC this weekend also, which it is they always put Max out there to put butts in seats and sell those ABC cards. So that's going to be a good time. But UFC 287 was this past weekend. I haven't got a chance to ask you about it, Paul. Adesanya, Stas Behera. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was a crazy fight. So I was watching it, and I thought Adesanya was hurt because Pereira threw like a body shot, and then he threw that knee, and
Yep.
the knee connected with Adesanya. But dude,
Oh
he
yeah.
rolled, and when he hit him with that first right, I was like, oh man, and he was so quick to follow up, and it was a great
Detonated
fight.
with that one. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it was a great comeback. It was like a rope a dope. Went with it, came back with the right
Yep.
hand, and man, Adesanya, he doesn't have a big frame, but he hits. It looks like he hits pretty hard.
But one thing I have to say is, and I remember when he was fighting Paulo Costa, people were talking about Paulo Costa's power, and I was like, let's be very honest. There's only one power puncher in this fight, and it's Adesanya.
Yep.
And if we look at his record, not only in MMA, but we look at it in kickboxing, people, he 70%, 70 plus percent of his wins are via KO. That means 7 out of 10 guys that go in there go to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're not even talking about, obviously, with all the tape on him. Think about the activity that this dude has had. I think a lot of people don't, respect the activity of a champion that this guy's had. He's had 10 fights in 3 years. Nobody is that active. It's utterly ridiculous. I mean, the fact that he's had 7 title defenses, he has beaten the top 5. He's beaten everybody in the top 5 at least once, some of them
Yeah, that's
twice.
insane.
In the top 7, he's beaten 6 of the guys in the top 7. That is absolutely insane. The dude, we have to look at him at this point in time. He's on the Mount Rushmore now, guys. I personally believe he's made it, especially with this comeback, defeating the boogeyman. That's Behera. And look, 205ers, I'm sorry for you. Because that dude, especially at 205, they're all strikers. And now
Yeah,
all y'all going to have to sit there and stand with this dude at 205. Good luck.
I know it's crazy.
Good
You want to know
luck.
what's you want to know what's funny? I was just thinking too. Like Adesanya always really he comes in like kind of light. I don't know what he
Yep.
walks around at, but I wonder if he can make 170.
I think he's too big for 170 because I think he does walk around at like
Probably like 200.
205 or so.
Yeah,
I think he walks around at. Believe me, I remember
it's not
fighting
even
at
worth it.
170 and I was at 205, and that cut's not worth it. I don't think that
Yeah,
cut's
no.
worth it. It's you're just hungry and depleted, and by the time fight comes, and honestly, I think that's a lot what Pereira has to deal with, and I think that is why a lot of times at 185, his chin is compromised. So I like to see it, but look, is he talking about going up there, going after Jamal Hill? Who knows? All in all, great card. I loved it. Salute to Jorge Masvidal. Aside from his post fight speech, some of that shit I wasn't here for,
Yep.
but great career. Definitely one of the OGs of the game. Always respect to Jorge and what he has done for the sport. All right, let's talk about this card. UFC Kansas City, headlined by your favorite fighter's favorite fighter, Max Holloway, against honestly one of the best young talents coming up out of the UK, Arnold Allen. This fight should be incredible. But yo, Paul, let's go ahead and start off with the earlier card, the curtain jerker, as we say in the of the main card, and that is the legend. I don't know how he's still fighting. Clay Guida with a fresh haircut and all is going out here against Rafa Garcia. Honestly, the odds I am not sure about this one, but brother, what are your thoughts on this matchup between Clay Guida and Rafa Garcia?
Yeah, I don't really know that much about the guy Garcia. I was looking him up. I'm gonna go with Guido no matter what. I trained out at Team Alpha Male back in like 2017, and I went to go see a Joe Rogan show. This is a funny story. I went to go see a Joe Rogan show, and Clay Guida was online, and he let me like cut the line and stuff like that because I told him I trained at Alpha
Hey,
Male, and I liked him ever since then. So
we
I'm
rocking with
going.
Clay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know much about the guy that he's fighting. Do you
Mhm.
know? Um, it looks
Rafa
like he's a
Garcia,
jujitsu.
yeah, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. He is a
Huh.
tough guy. I know he has. I mean, doesn't have much power. 15-3. Only one of his wins are by knockout, but 9 of his wins are by submission. If we're looking at his last few fights, I mean, he lost to Jakar Close in a fight not too long ago. He is coming off of a win. Let me see. Out of his last, how many? Well, I'll say this. Yeah, he lost to Harprast, which isn't no one's mad at him about that one. This should be a hard fight, but if we're looking at him fighting even the better type of caliber guys that are, you know, decent within the division, top 15 S guys, we're talking about the Car Close and the people that he has actually lost to. I mean, if I'm going just based on that, I think Clay Guida's experience is kind of give him through in this one, and I'm with you. If we're talking about who we
Yeah,
got, for the first, one who I got, I'm also with you. I'm rocking with Clay Guida on this one, man. I think
Carpenter.
I gotta go. He's doing. I don't know how this dude has the cardio that he has, the pace that he has, but he is a student of the game. One of Chi Town's very own. I appreciate him. Let's go with Clay Guida on that one.
Yep.
All right. Another one on this one that we have to touch on. Another, I mean, nasty Brazilian. I say nasty in all the best ways possible. We're talking about Pedro Munoz is in his number 9 ranked bantamweight in the world against number 13 ranked bantamweight in Chris Gutierrez. This should be a really interesting fight. Both of these guys are very, very skillful. Both of these guys like to mix it up. We're looking at this fight, man. Yo, who you got? What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think, especially, I have Gutierrez in this. I think
Okay.
Pedro's a seasoned vet, but they're both at different points in their careers right
Yeah, they
now.
are.
Gutierrez just got like he coming off the win off of facing Frankie.
Yep.
Um, and I believe Gutierrez throws a lot of leg kicks, right? I know,
Yes,
I
he
know, I
does.
know,
Yes, he
I
does.
know. Yeah, yeah, I know Munoz does, but I think that's going to be a very interesting game. It's going to be who could throw. It's going to be a lot of leg kicks and a lot of setups.
Yep.
Um, Pedro's tough, man, but I think Gutierrez is going to beat him. I think he's a little more well-rounded than Munoz. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh no, I agree with you, man. Look, I like Pedro Munoz a lot. He was one of those guys that for a couple years there, I mean, he was the dark horse of the division. I mean, going out there, giving all of the top guys one of the hardest fights. I mean, even to the point that he went out there the way he thumped up even Cody Garbrandt, right? The
Yeah.
dude is somebody who is real nasty with it. He is solid, but he's come out some hard times, man. I mean, he lost to Jose Aldo, he lost to Dominic Cruz, he lost to Sean O'Malley. Yo, that's 3 L's in a row. Now, these are guys that are at the top of the division, but also two of those guys are older guys. And when I look at it in
Yeah.
that capacity, I'm sorry, I just can't. I think he's about to get his 4th loss in a row. I think you hit something really on the head with this one. And what you said was, two guys at different points in time in their career. Chris Gutierrez is absolutely trending up. His last fight, getting a big win. I mean, I don't know why they did my man in this way. Why they do Frankie like that? Who knows? But they went out there. Chris Gutierrez. Look, guys, I have to say, man, this is a guy whom, I mean, it seems like he's on the upper trajectory. Definitely top 15 guy. I'm rocking with Gutierrez in this one.
Yeah, I think Munoz was winning that fight with O'Malley before he got poked in the eye. People say that he dodged out of that fight, but I thought that he hurt O'Malley's legs. I thought he was chipping away at them, but that's just me.
Hey, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yep, facts.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know it better than
Yeah.
anybody, man. And this game is one of those things that, and that's why I always love when, I mean, obviously not you specifically. I mean, you're bringing up good points because I have plenty of fights. I feel that way also. But, when we look at certain fights and stuff, you're just like, man, I mean, perfect example was that, I mean, shit, even talking about Sean O'Malley, that Piotr Jan fight with him.
Yeah.
It's like, regardless of the fact, he still got that dub. And he moves on. And one thing I do have to give, O'Malley props on is that Piotr Jan fight showed me he's a dog. And he's gone in there with some real tough opposition. And he's been able to be himself. That's one thing that I've noticed. You know what I mean? If he's able to be himself, man, that's something that only the greats are able to do. They're not changing for anybody. They're the ones essentially dictating the pace, and he's been able to do that and still come out with victories, however they may come. But
man.
Let's keep it a 1,000%. We're talking about bantamweight. Bantamweight is across the board the best division in all of combat sports. That's 135 pounds across the board. It doesn't get better than that. The guys are just the best.
Yeah, Bellator has a really good bantamweight division.
Yeah, come on,
PFL
out
is
there.
doing.
Yep.
PFL is doing a bantamweight next season for $1 million.
Hey man, let's go get a milli. What's up?
Yeah,
that would be sick.
So, but they you're right. The division is like it's the top. It's a tough division.
It's so deep because at any other time, like Munoz would still be somebody that I think would be hovering around the top. At this point in time, because I mean, literally the top 15 are so stacked, he's not even there right now. We can't even, especially after 3 L's, I can't even put him there. 19-7 record is super respectable, but he's going in there against somebody 19-3-2. We're rocking with Gutierrez. All right, let's move right along with this one. Tanner Bosa, Ian Cutelebra, light heavyweight bout. This should be fun. This should be fun. Ian Cutelebra goes out there. I mean, he calls himself the Hulk. He is an absolute madman. I mean, to me, this is a pick'em fight. I'm only rocking with Tanner Bosa because I feel like Cutelebra is he's not as disciplined, and I think he might end up running into something. That's the only thing.
Like a little reckless.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna go with how do you pronounce his name? Ian?
Yeah, Ian Cutelebra or Cutelebra.
Cutelebra. I'm gonna go with him. I like how he fights, man. He always comes to fight and he brawls.
Always.
Who did he fight? He fought
Ankalaev.
Ankalaev. I trained with Ankalaev. And he got his butt kicked the second fight, but I think it's impressive. So I'm gonna go with Ian.
Yeah, hey, if you can get through 2 fights with Ankalaev, you're a tough dude.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that dude is terrifying.
He's just entertaining too, man. He makes it fun. He tries to not Ankalaev, this guy, Ian, just tries to make it a brawl. Yeah, Cutelebra. He just makes it a brawl. He screams at people. It's like, a beast.
I mean, the dude is a beast. I mean, look, 12 of his wins are by knockout, only 2 wins by submission. 13, that aggression definitely counts for something. He has 13 first-round finishes. I mean, the dude is nasty. Now, granted, if we're looking at it like just like we talked about the last one, I mean, he's on a losing streak. I mean, he lost to Injekubu his last time out, got knocked out in the second round. He got knocked out or got submitted by Johnny Walker. He got submitted also by Denard Span. I mean, that's 3 in a row. You know, he did, beat Devin Clark. Devin Clark is a tough dude with really, really solid wrestling. But as we're seeing, the higher he's getting, he's not getting dubs. 3 in a row, 4 in a row. We're going to see him fighting in the PFL next year. I think he actually takes the loss.
Okay. We'll see, man. I got my guy. I hope
I'm not mad at
maybe,
it.
yeah. It's good, man. Ooh, mosquito just flew in my face.
That's never good, man. See,
Yeah, it should be
it's another
interesting,
thing,
man.
brother. LA, I ain't seen mosquito in years, so I ain't even worried about that out here.
You're lucky, bro. I'm getting freaking attacked out here. It's so humid here too, man. It's like feels like I'm sitting in a sauna.
I mean, look, man. At least you're able to get those detox pathways out there in the right way,
Yeah.
man. You're good,
Yeah, everything's
All right,
opening up.
let's talk about this one. Some old school UFC matchmaking. We have Dustin Jacoby against Azmat Murzakanov. I'm sorry, Azmat. No, I butchered your last name, but we have 13 Dustin Jacoby, 15 Amzat. I'm gonna lead with you, bro. How do you feel about this matchup? Because this is one of those traditional striker versus grappler type of matchups. Look at my man's head movement. His head movement is fantastic with the mosquitoes.
Sorry, brother. There's like a oh man, this is crazy. It's not even a mosquito. It's like one of those big carpenter bees. Jeez.
Oh yeah, we definitely want you moving out the way for that. I can't have you out here getting fucked up on the show, man.
No. Sorry, bro. So
Nah, no
I
worries.
don't know too much about these guys. They're OGs, and would you be able to go first on them? Because I don't really know too
Of
much. These are the
course.
only two that I was kind of a little. I didn't really recognize their names, and I usually recognize people. Jacoby sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, well, I'll get on Dustin Jacoby. I'm a big fan of Dustin Jacoby, but Amzad is one of those guys. I mean, 9 first-round finishes. Record. I mean, he's undefeated.
Wow.
I mean, 12-0, 9 wins by knockout, 8 first-round finishes. I mean, if we're looking even at his numbers, I mean, let me just pull some of them up. 60% striking accuracy, 14% takedown accuracy, which is kind of interesting. 62% striking defense. He has he averages 1.8 knockdowns per fight. His fight average is only 8 minutes. So, I mean, dude gets it in there. Significant strikes landed. He's landing 4.63 strikes per minute, which is on the higher end of the weight class. He absorbs 2.4. So he relatively has good defense for that. But I'll say this. If we're talking about somebody on the other side, if you're going to actually strike, I like Amzat. I hate to say it, man. Dustin Jacoby on the other side. We're talking about a former Glory Kickboxing title challenger. 11 first round knockouts, 11 first round finishes. Striking accuracy 50%. His 30% takedowns landed. He trains up there in Denver with those boys. I mean, Dustin Jacoby has been a monster. He's traveled around the world fighting. If you're going to stand up and strike with this, that we're talking about a guy who's fought Alex Pereira and gave him everything in kickboxing. Dude is nasty. One of the best American kickboxers out there. If we're talking about Amzai is going to actually stand with him, and we see if we're looking at the numbers, he's more of a striker. I'm going with Dustin Jacoby. He is a better quality, higher level kickboxer. Granted, we're talking about an undefeated fighter in Amzat now, so I can't discount that. But I'm going with Dustin Jacoby in this one.
Yeah, that convinced me. The Pereira match and the kickboxing match. Also,
he got stopped, but he definitely fought his ass.
yeah, and the takedown offense on the other guy.
Yeah, only 14% is rough.
Yeah, it's not good. Jacoby.
Nah. Yeah, we're going with Jacoby. I think either he grinds it out in a decision, to be fair, it could mess around and be a fight of the night type of fight. I mean, I think they're both going to go in there and just throw. So yeah, I like this fight. I like it. All right.
It's always
Now I'm
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Anything? Any last thoughts on
Oh
this
no,
one?
I was gonna say it's always fun when like you get two guys that just want to go out there and stand and bang. So it should
Hell
be
yeah.
exciting. I'm
It
excited to
should
see
be.
that.
And we're talking about two guys in the top 15. I mean, top 15 light heavyweight. Light heavyweight is wide open right now. You can get 2, 3 good wins in a row. You can absolutely find yourself in a title. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. All right, let's go ahead and transition into the co-main in the main event. Co-main event, we have the legendary Edson Jr. Barboza, number 14 ranked in the featherweight division. And then we have somebody that you know very well, Billy Quarentillo. Look, man, this is a fight with a guy. Again, we talked about it, I feel like, earlier in the show. One guy kind of going up, one guy kind of going down. But Edson Barboza is still really, really tough. But Billy, man, seems like he's coming on. We're talking about a guy, and again, I just got some things going there. 17-4, 8 wins via knockout, 5 wins via submission. The kid is definitely well-rounded. He was on the Contender Series, didn't make the show, left the show, goes out there, wins 6 in a row. Gets his another shot in 2019 and has been whooping ass ever since. I mean, and his last one was a great TKO win against somebody who's always tough, who, albeit I'll say, is up and down, but Alexander Hernandez, who
Yep.
came back after that ass whooping and actually looked better than he ever has. So if we're
Yep.
looking at that, how do you see this fight, man?
So yeah, it's funny because I've actually trained with both these guys. Edson used to train in Jersey,
Yeah, he
and
did. Yep.
yeah. So I trained with Edson and I trained with Billy when I was out at Alpha Male in
Mm-hmm.
Sacramento, and this is back in 2017 before Billy had any before he was in the UFC and stuff. So how do I see this going? I think that Billy is going to put pressure on Edson, and honestly, I could see Billy submitting him. Edson is a really
Ooh,
yeah, he's got good jujitsu, and Edson has Edson's big, right? Like he's big for the weight class, bro. He's a
for
big
sure.
guy.
He was a
Yeah,
big
he.
lightweight.
I don't even know how he makes 145. I'm not kidding. He's huge, bro. He's fucking jacked, man. Looks like a bodybuilder.
Oh, for
But
sure.
I think
Dude is
how many
all
rounds is
kinds of
it? Is it
ripped up. This is a
rounds
three
or
rounder.
5?
Yeah, this is a three
Okay.
round.
Yeah, so I think in the beginning, Billy's gonna have to just pressure Edson off the rip, not create, literally do what Khabib did. Don't fight him at space, just because the thing is, um, when people fight Edson, or at least like when you watch him, especially when people back him up, they know he's gonna do one big explosive movement or
Yep.
whatever, like
Yep.
something big, and then he has to get his breath back, and that's
Yeah.
when you should go for the grappling. But I'm telling
Yep.
you, man, Billy's gonna win by submission or finish or
Ooh.
submission
I
because I
mean,
think Edson's gonna have to cut a lot of weight, and I think that
yeah.
especially if he
And this is his
grapples with
first fight back in a while, too.
yeah, and if he grapples with Edson, in the beginning, his arms will build up the lactic acid, and I'm telling you, Edson off of his back isn't as good as Billy. So
Hey,
I'm
you
going
you
with
you
him.
sounded like you said that out of experience.
Yeah, no, not for myself because you want to know what Edson's big, man. Like he was bigger, a lot
Yeah.
bigger than me. He's 5'11", but he's
Yeah.
37, 38 years old. Trying to
Yeah.
talk a little respectful too because I have some mutual friends with him. Um, but
Hey, man,
I
don't you be sitting here saying 37, 38 is old, bro. Like, I like that felt like a dagger.
no, 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 no.
Man.
Well, it's just for him only because with he's fighting, he's cutting a lot of weight to get to
Absolutely.
45. It would be different
Absolutely.
if he was fighting at 170 because you want to know what he would be able to be full and not worry about cutting weight. Then I think Edson at 170 would probably be a lot better than Edson at
Damn.
145.
I wonder
Um,
why he decided to go down instead of going up. It's like most guys, he and Jose Aldo are the only guys that I know who went down with the older they
Frankie,
got. Frankie did too,
Frankie
but
too.
Frankie should have been there from the jump. That's it. I feel
Yeah,
like Frankie should have been at bantamweight.
but I think you hit a certain age to where you shouldn't be cutting that much weight.
I agree.
Like it does, like because it's
I
like how
agree.
much do you have to focus on cutting weight? You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially as you get older, it gets harder and harder and
For
harder. And I
sure.
know for a fact Edson's cutting a lot of weight. There's
Hell yeah.
no, yeah,
I'm sorry. No,
and
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I was gonna say,
So
you're speaking of cutting weight like that. I mean, there's a reason why even Alex Pereira is going up to 205. He's 36 years old. You know what I'm saying? That cut to 85 is a
yeah,
lot. Him at
the
205, I'm
trend.
sure is much more comfortable.
Even Aldo. I mean, Aldo. There could be maybe a couple of other reasons as to why that, with his weight and stuff, why it dropped down so
Come on, man. We ain't gonna
low.
talk about that acai
Yeah,
like that, man.
yeah, yeah. But it doesn't usually, man. It doesn't make sense if we're just talking about all like just people in general. As you get older, your metabolism slows down,
For
and you
sure.
start to you're more you weigh more. It's never the
Oh,
opposite,
absolutely.
and usually with fighters, as they get older, you see them go down. It's
Yeah.
not a good trend. It's
Oh,
easier to get
dude,
knocked
I
out when you dehydrate yourself.
1000%. And that's one thing that I'm noticing. And actually, that's a lot of people are saying that that's a reason why Pereira even might have been knocked out, and he's been wobbled so many times by Izzy because of that as well. All right,
Yeah,
you know what time it is? Main event time.
yes, sir.
We're here. It's time for who you got. Cannot wait for this. This is a fight, like I said, Max Holloway, every fighter's favorite fighter. Number 2 ranked featherweight in the world, going out there against number 4 ranked Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen, 19-1. I mean, he is a southpaw. He is devastating at what he does. Some of the people that he's beaten at this weight class are, I mean, you're talking about a guy that's gone through, Dan Hooker, whom we were talking about being too, he might have been overly dehydrated, but that's another one. Calvin Cater is another one that he's beaten on this thing. But he's going there against Max Holloway, who whoops everybody's ass at featherweight as long as your name is not Alexander Volkanovski. This is a great fight. If you look at it like this, talking about pace and output is what I think we need to be looking at in terms of Max Holloway. But listen to this before I'll let you go. 7.24 strikes landed per minute for Max Holloway, 3.4 for Arnold Allen.
Hmm.
Striking accuracy, 49% for Max Holloway, 42% for Arnold Allen. Strikes absorbed per minute, Max Holloway 4.89. He does absorb a lot because he's obviously always coming downhill. Arnold Allen 2.25. Does a great job of moving his head. More of a boxing-based fighter as it is. Height-wise, 5'11 versus 5'8. Arm reach-wise, 69 inches for Max, 70, slightly longer for Arnold Allen. With all that being said, how do you feel about this matchup?
I like Max Holloway in this. I think this is Arnold Allen's first big test, um, and Holloway is just going to overwhelm him. Is this Arnold Allen's first 5-round fight too?
It is. Yep, yes, it is.
Yeah, Holloway knows how to pace himself for the 5 rounds. He always, Holloway starts slow in the beginning, but I think as the fight goes on, he's going to wear on him. But I
Like a
think for
wave.
Allen, I think for Arnold Allen, chop at those legs in the beginning, and it'll do him, justice in the later rounds because
Sure.
Max won't be able to walk him down like we've seen him do to a lot of people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How how, how tall is
Was
Arnold Allen? My bad.
5'8".
Okay, yeah, so Max is a little taller than him, so for sure,
Yeah.
man, he's got to stay on the outside, chop those legs down, and then
I,
invest.
I'm I'm with you, man. I think that Arnold Allen has a I mean Volkanovski showed with the leg kicks, you can slow Max down with the leg kicks if you're throwing them. So if he does go out there and do that, he has an opportunity. Another opportunity I think that he does have is that Max Holloway does tend to square himself off from time to time, especially when he is coming downhill. Arnold has a great straight left hand. Max can get hit. Max also has a lot of scar tissue damage. Maybe he can get a cut to kind of slow Max down. We forget his last fight, he was cut in the first round, gnarly ass cut against
Yeah,
Volk. So there is that. Now, with all that being said, I'm with you. Max has seen it all. He's done it all. You know what I'm saying? Like The Rock. I've seen it all, done it all. He's one of them dudes. And he's only 31 years old. Only
yeah,
31
wow,
years old. He's still in his prime, at the very beginning of his prime at that, and he's only getting better. I think we're about to learn, and I think that we're looking at somebody that he is going to be in a very similar position to a Robert Whitaker. You're just there with a dominant champion who just so happens to be with City Kickboxing, and it's just stylistically not a great matchup. You are the second best guy in this weight class behind him, but there's nobody else. I think Max Holloway goes out here, and honestly, you said something about the pacing, and like I said, Arnold Allen's never gone 5 rounds. This is Max Holloway's 7th. He's gone 7 5-round fights in a row. I'm not even talking about just title fights. He's gone 7 in a row that are 5 rounds. He has the gas tank. I think Max is going to overwhelm him. I need to see more from Arnold Allen. I've seen Arnold get hurt. I saw him get hurt against Dan Hooker. I've seen Arnold, slow down. With all that being said, I see Max Holloway getting the dub.
Me too, man. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be a good fight. I'm interested to see how Holloway, fights against a new breed coming up of MMA fighters. But I think his experience and he's only 31, like you just said. Yeah. It's young, man.
Dude, if he was able to outstrike Yair Rodriguez, he can outstrike Arnold Allen.
Yep. Oh yeah, 100%.
That's how I look at it on that one. But look, in terms of MMA, man, that's all we got, man. Also, there is some boxing this weekend. Joyce is going out there against Zhang. That in itself should be a very, very fun fight. And for those who do not know, that Joyce actually might be one of, if not the second best heavyweight in the world. I have Joyce with this one. Zhang is coming off of, but yeah, I got Joyce getting the dub on this one. And if he wins this, I would love to see him face the winner of Tyson Fury and Usyk if that shit ever happens. If not, I would love to see him going out there against Deontay Wilder. But Joyce, 35 years old, but is a devastating heavyweight. He is also a Olympic silver medalist as well. So keep your eyes out for that fight. That is going to be this weekend, I believe, on DAZN. So all in all, great fight.
Shane Burgos.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, that's another one. I meant to talk about this. We'll touch on this real quick. Shane Burgos also this weekend. PFL. Paul, what are your thoughts on Shane, man? Because it should be great.
I got Burgos winning that fight. The guy, Mercer, that he's fighting is tough. He's tough, man, but he's not, especially Shane at 55, where he's not killing himself to make 145. I think Shane will be able to use his size, because I think he's big even for 55.
Yeah, he is.
He's a huge 45-pounder, but he's a big 55-pounder too. I think he's going to dominate. But what I don't understand for PFL is, I wanted to say really quick, is their lineup of how they set the fights up. I think that's like Shane's fighting like early, and I feel like those are like kind of like the main guy. Like he's a, that's why I'm watching.
I don't know why they did that.
I mean, it's honestly, it's better. I'm going to say, I'll tell you, it's better because I don't have to, I could just watch it, and I'm going out later. So it's like, I could watch it 1, 2, 3 and whatever. But I guess for if you're there for the show, but I don't know, maybe they're trying a different strategy of trying to because that's what it's funny. I went to a rave and the other week, and the main DJ played in the middle of the set, earlier. And then there were other people that played after. And I'm like,
interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, I kind of like that. I didn't have to wait until 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, getting everybody the juice early. You know what I'm saying? I when you think of it in that way, I'm not mad. That's probably a vibe. That's how it is when you get those UFC cards that are in the UK or some shit. So it happens at in the middle of the afternoon, shit like that. I love it.
Me too, bro.
Get the fights out the way, man. I love it, man. But look, that's about all the time we got today, man. Paul, my brother, I appreciate your time as always. Joining us on this, inaugural episode of Who You Got. We tried to do this before. It didn't work out the way we wanted it to, so we brought this motherfucker back. And, I got you on it. So, my brother, I appreciate you joining me today, man. Let the people know really quick where they can find you.
Just on Instagram, at Paul Capaldo. Got a lot of my fight highlights up there. And obviously, this footage, podcast footage, and all that stuff. So, hell yeah, that's where you can find me.
There we go. Next time he's on, maybe we can break some fight news. Who knows?
Yes, sir.
But we'll have a good time. All right, my brother, I appreciate you. And everybody else, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video. And if you have not already, you guys can just jump on to our Etsy shop, etsy.com/fightpodshop. and grab yourselves some merch. Look, I'm over here trying to find this little button so I could actually scroll. Oh, don't even got it on there. Don't worry about it. Hey, look, got mugs, got hoodies, got t-shirts.
Yes,
Grab
sir.
that shit.
Later,
All
brother.
right. Love y'all. See y'all later. My brother Paul, take care. Peace.